What's up, everybody? Cole with Heart Remodel and Handyman. Want to do a quick little video of my tool belt setup. I've actually got multiples, but yeah, show you what I carry every day. The first bags are going to be my framing bags, so what I carry when I'm doing, I guess, framing, and then more just, you know, my more common carpentry, and then I've got some trim bags as well. So let's check it out. Get a good spot to put everything down. All right, so we've got the tool belt hanging in here. You know, try to ignore the giant pile of clothes. I try to keep things organized, but I do work in North Carolina, where right now we've got, you know, cold and warm. Started out cold this morning, got warm later today. Sorry about the shaky camera. All right, so here is my tool belt setup. We'll pull off the impact that I keep on there, and it is a tough built setup. Keep a little drink or spit cup with me, and yeah, so in my left bag here, all of my tool bags, if I can do it with one hand, are removable and easily removable when you have, you know, it on and you're using your hands. So first tool bag, we have a speed square. Also keep a small speed square, just they both fit in there, and I really like having both, so that when I'm in a spot where maybe this square won't fit, I can pull this one out, still square align. I just find it more convenient, and it doesn't really take up too much space. Next, I have some nuts that go on your framing square, or framing bolts. I don't really know the actual name of them, but essentially I can use those. I can actually set those on these squares, a framing square, or I can set them on my saw to create a guide. We've got a real steel cat's paw, and this is a new one. I just started having this in the bag and carrying it. It's got this hammer head that I actually used to put in some hanger nails in a tight joist bay, and I actually like it. It's got a little trim nail, you know, set, so you can, you know, a magnet where you can hold a trim nail and set a nail with it. I doubt I'll ever use that, but we'll see. Then I have a new punch. I really like this punch. It's a Japanese punch, or Chinese punch, I think Japanese. Reason I like it is typically your punch just punches in this direction. You're hitting your hammer here, and it just doesn't give you, I don't know, it can move around from this point as you're trying to hold it. You get a lot more sturdy and a lot better set when you can also hold it that direction. I really like that nail set. I have typically in my bags, you know, some miscellaneous screws. This Sharpie doesn't actually belong in there, but I'll fill up this bag with whatever fasteners, and typically I'll have one size fastener here in the big pouch and another size fastener here in this pouch here. I've got a thing that holds all of my leads, and I have different leads between red, white, and black, so I can use those in my pencil, and mark on different materials, different color materials. Also hide a flat bar right here in the back, and so that's a new flat bar I'm trying out. It's got some an adjustable wrench. Essentially it can, you know, go to different size nuts. Got a nail pull here, nail pull on the top. I think those are even maybe nail pulls on the sides, or a scraper. So this is new too. I'm just trying it out, but I did find a location where I can tuck it in, keep it from scratching things, keep it from banging against my body, but still have it on me. I'll also keep another thing of, these are essentially more framing nuts, and this is so that if I'm doing stairs or something, these larger ones just go on a 2x material a lot better. And they just have some versatility. I haven't pulled them out and been able to use them too much. It's another thing that I kind of just added to the bag recently. Then I've got this here, so I try to keep everything from a T25 bit all the way down to a T10, and then a flathead. I try to keep some nut drives on here as well, and just kind of have miscellaneous bits. So one thing about me is I don't like to get up and down a lot. I like to be able to work and have everything I can on my tool belt. So that's why I have the suspenders that you'll see here. A little heavy duty, a little bit, you know, much for a lot of people, but for me, that's just my preference. I don't like going back and forth to the van. I don't like being, hey, where's that tool that I set down? So that's my preference. One of the last things I keep in this side of the bag is just a notebook. I typically sleeve it into the bag, have it there, that way I can write down notes as I'm going. And we'll work our way from left to right on my tool bag. Next one I have is just essentially a screw pouch. I keep a Tajima chalk line in there. This is the less expensive Tajima chalk line, and I will say there's I haven't really loved it thus far. Reason why is it dumps a lot of blue chalk out sometimes when I'm utilizing it. When I'm pulling the line, it dumps a good bit of chalk out on the material, and then when you pop a line, it's extremely fine line and almost too fine. So I don't know if it just needs time to work the chalk into the line. I do like that it's clear there so I can see how much chalk I have in there. And then this is a great screw pouch. So this one, if I'm doing a lot of something, I'll sometimes remove the chalk line and fill that up as well. But it gives me more room to either put screws in here and move my chalk line over here. Just gives me a little versatility to have more fasteners on me at one time. This right here I ordered, and I really like it. So specifically, I like my hammer tucked away from my hip. Doesn't bang on the back of my knee, doesn't bang on the cabinetry, really kind of tucks everything in so you're not scratching anything up. Pry bar, this one is more when I'm framing or doing demo, remodels, you know, I'll kind of pull this out. It's a little heavy duty, but it does fit good there. So that's just, you know, your typical Wonder Bar or pry bar. I like the size there. It's beefy enough to get some stuff done, but not crazy long. Then this is new as well. I just changed out hammers. Was framing with just a wood handled old hammer, and the reason I swapped out for this hammer, and it's a 22-ounce DeWalt, is really right here. So those nail pullers are the reason I switched. My other hammer, I just had the, you know, nail claw there, and I could just pry this direction or, you know, this direction, and wanted a little more leverage, something where, you know, I've had a hammer like this before where I can get in there and really get some leverage to pull a nail. I've already started wearing down the waffle head, because if you don't do that off the bat, if you're not beating that up and trying to you know, get some of that aggression or aggressive grit off of there, they are sharp, and if you catch your thumb with that or your finger, whoo, you're ripping the skin right off. So that's the hammer holster there. On the other side, and let's see, look it like that. Over here I carry kind of like a Pica pencil. This one is a Klein. It's got a pencil sharpener here in the bottom. Really gives you a fine tip to work with. So whether I'm doing trim or whether I'm doing framing, you know, I'm a little funny. I'll carry a carpenter's pencil at times, especially I'm doing a lot of rough framing. I'll probably ditch this and put a carpenter's pencil in my bag, but I like this. It just gives me a tighter line. I can reach into areas that I can't reach with a regular pencil and mark something through a hole or something like that. I also carry, you know, a Milwaukee knife that's already opened in this bag, so I don't have to worry about opening it. This one I really like because it has a Phillips head and a flat head that you can interchange and flip around, which just gives you a screwdriver with your most used you know, types of screws right there on your bag. I'll also keep a pair of side cutters, angle cutters, dikes, as they're called, in my bag, just for prying, pulling nails as I'm doing demo. They just come in really handy. I don't really like having a bag without them. I think I just added in, yep, swapped out for something different. put in a digital tape measure, and the reason why I was pulling my tape across long distances, sometimes that tape would fall off, and yeah, I just got tired of dropping it and thought, you know what, I'm sick of what's going on and this is getting on my nerves. So I decided to throw my old laser tape measure. I have a nicer one that I use for trim, but put that one right there for now. Keep a Sharpie on here and a flashlight, a 25-foot Milwaukee tape. I do like that it has the finger stop on the bottom. Also, it has, you know, your measurements down on the bottom side of the tape and the top side of the tape. One thing I don't like about this one is it does have the magnet, and I find that more of a nuisance than anything. I don't do a lot of metal stud framing, and so I don't have much of a use to stick it on anything, but it sticks on screws and nails and things on the floor, and kind of just gets on my nerves a little bit. So that is my, I guess, more all-around carpentry bag. That's the bags I'm going to use when I'm doing more framing, demolition, general carpentry. That's going to be the bag I use, and then I'll show you what my trim setup looks like. So again, all of those things detach from that belt extremely easily, and so I have a whole setup that I keep ready to go for trim. So we'll show you my trim setup. So I keep all the bags stacked together, and I kind of switch out which bags I'm going to use. This is a large screw bag that really, if I'm doing a lot of one thing with a lot of fasteners, I'll swap that out for maybe one of these other bags. So if I'm not going to be needing squares or bits, and I know all I'm doing one day is just putting screws, I'm going to take off a lot of the stuff on the rig. I'm just going to wear this, pack it slam full of them, and then hang my impact off the back of my rig and be utilizing that. For trim, I have got some stain pins in here, and really those are just because I don't have a good place to store them. So in my trim bags, let's close this, scoot this over so we can look at the trim bags. So in the trim bags, I keep another Bosch laser level. Sorry about the video. I keep a little nicer Bosch laser level, can hold a little bit more measurements, and so I keep that so when I'm doing baseboard, crown molding, anything like that by myself, that comes in really handy. It's extremely accurate, actually, almost too accurate. You kind of have to take like a 32nd or a 16th off, unless you're able to pressure fit your pieces. Then I keep a small combination square in this pouch. I really like that. It's something I can move and set and adjust and scribe lines, get a square line, get a 45-degree line. I find that to come in extremely handy. I do carry a little baby pry bar in here. This, I mean, it comes in handy on occasion. Sometimes I'll throw another pry bar in the bag. I haven't found exactly the right one. This one doesn't have much. It kind of flexes when you're pulling anything serious, but if you're demoing some small trim, or you need to pry something off the floor and, you know, hold it in place, it comes in handy on occasion. I've got another pencil. This is just the Lowe's brand. I believe this is the Ox. I do like that this one has the pencil sharpener on the side instead of on the bottom, and the reason why is I can still be wearing my tool belt and reach over and go ahead and sharpen that pencil lead, and it gets a really fine point. I did put this piece of duct tape on there and put, like, I can't even remember, a piece of rope in there, and the reason why is that I like to put my pencil in my mouth while I'm working, and if I move and hit something, I've damn near about killed myself. So I made this so that I could hold my pencil in my mouth but not have it be near as dangerous. So that's how I hold my pencil a lot of times if I'm doing a lot of marking. And I'd like to come up with a better way to you know, have something to bite down on than, you know, this nasty piece of duct tape that God knows what all dust and debris and shit and asbestos is on there. Next thing I have in here is going to be some Gorilla Glue. So I really typically use like a 2P10 or something, a 2-part adhesive, and put my moldings together with a 2-part glue so that when I put the glue on the activator, it sets quickly. But this one's the one that is in that bag for right now. I think I'd run out of the 2P10. My next one I have is going to be just a small bag. I've got a center punch in there for now when I'm doing cabinets. Typically it would go in this other bag. I've got a pair of dikes that I keep in there. I probably swap those out for my other ones typically, but it's just a place to store them. And then I've got these nail punches, 2 of them of different sizes. And they're a spring-loaded nail punch so that, you know, if I'm wanting to do it without having a hammer, I would go ahead and set the nails with these. I think I'll end up swapping out for probably another one of these Japanese ones that I hit with a hammer. I think I just have more control with that, and I prefer that. So yeah, I mean, really that's my trim belt and my all-around belt, and I just kind of swap in out pieces as I need for what I'm doing. I just find for me that allows me to, you know, move quickly, have the things on me that I need in places that I know exactly where they're stored at all times. I know if something's missing out of my belt. If something's not there, I immediately can say, oh man, I'm missing the tool. And for me, that adds a little bit of efficiency. It also adds a little bit of tightness, so when I'm working in close quarters, I can change out my bag, still have everything I need. But if I'm working in a finished space where there's finished cabinets, I don't want stuff banging and being all against everything. So having a trim bag is just really important to me. And so, yeah, maybe on one of the next videos, we'll do one on my build out for my, you know, truck. We also got a van here at Hart Remodel and Handyman. I work out of the truck currently, and I enjoy it. There's some downsides to having to pack it up every day in the exact same way. I can't just throw stuff in. Sometimes it will end up in the cab if we're really busy and I'm tired, and I throw it in the cab, and then I have to spend some time on the weekend, you know, getting that cleaned back up and set back up. But overall, having a truck, I think this is one of the best setups. I've had this is gonna be the second truck I've had this in, so I've been able to kind of fine tune it a little bit more this time than last time, and learn some things from it. So stay tuned, and maybe we'll do a video on that too, a little more POVs too.